Hi, Mike here from Supreme Gadgets. Hope you're all having a great day. Now today I just thought to bring you an update on how my iPhone 6 Plus is performing and how I'm using it. Now it was last Monday, so just over a week ago when I did the unboxing, and I obviously had a chance to use it a great deal over the past week. And all I can say is it is an absolute fantastic phone. I've not had a single problem with it so far, except for the odd few bugs in iOS 8, which a lot of people have reported about anyway, such as a couple of Wi-Fi issues, but nothing major with that. So obviously those will be fixed during the course of the updates. And the only other thing with iOS 8 is the lack of the actual camera roll, which I'm missing a little bit. But those aren't to do with the actual phone, it's more to do with the operating system itself. So first of all, if you have come from an iPhone 5S, then you are used to this already. But if you come from an iPhone 5 or even earlier, then this little feature here is absolutely brilliant. You literally bring the lock screen up like that, and you just hold your finger on the home button and it unlocks it for you based upon your fingerprint. I've got my fingerprint programmed into it. If there is a problem with the fingerprint, you still have the security of actually having a passcode. Now in the past, passcodes tended to be 4-digit numbers, so now, well, you could actually have a long password as well, but it's kind of made it awkward to quickly jump into your phone. So now with that, with the actual fingerprint recognition, it's enabled me to actually put quite a long passcode on it to make it more secure, but still get into it quickly with my actual fingerprints, which is absolutely brilliant. The overall responsiveness of the phone is astounding. It is really, really fast. Everything is fluid, from bringing down the notification center to swiping across the home screens to jumping into actual applications such as Safari. And even the graphics are really, really fantastic on the iPhone 6. And I'll show you a sample. It's called the Zen Garden here. Now this actually only works on the iPhone 5S and 6. And I'll actually show you that shortly. Gives you the overall impression of what the graphics can actually do on the iPhone 6. Before I move on to that though, I just want to talk about the actual iPhone 6 Plus in comparison to the iPhone 6. Obviously the bigger screen, it's a 5.5 inch screen compared to the 4.7 inch. Now there's a lot of people who are saying it's far too big, but in actual fact a friend has got a Google Nexus 5, and to be honest it's virtually no different in size at all to this, and no one, as far as I know, has slated the Android phones for being far too big as much as they have with the iPhone. I think it's because the iPhone has jumped so significantly from the 4-inch screen up to the 5.5 inch. But to be honest, it's absolutely fine. If I fold the front back on this and then show you, I can actually reach to each corner with my hand like that. And with the actual quick tap of this button here, the actual whole screen falls down, so it enables you to touch the top buttons or top part of the screen easier than if you're holding it sort of one-handed like this. Okay, so if I want to go into the clock app, double tap that button there and then just tap on the clock app there and it goes into it. Really easy to do. The other great thing about the actual iPhone 6 Plus is this feature here. The actual home screen can actually go landscape. So whereas previous phones and the iPhone 6, the standard edition, you can only view the home screen in a portrait mode, this allows you to actually view it in landscape. So in other words, you can actually turn your phone into like a mini tablet, or phablet as they're called. The only app that doesn't really support this is the actual phone app, which understandably, if you just nip into the phone app here it brings up in a portrait mode, but 90% of the time I suppose you'll be using, not even 99% of the time, be using the phone in a portrait mode to talk on the actual telephone anyway. The only occasion when you probably want it in landscape is maybe if you're doing speakerphone, and it could be handy maybe to have everything in landscape there, and then you can use the actual speakerphone part of the phone rather than hold it up to your ear like you do normally. But if you just pop out of this, there's actually all the other apps support, or most other apps rather, support the actual ability to view in landscape and a slightly different view to what the iPhone 6 offers. So the calendar has got split panes, the messages have split panes, the mail again has split panes, which is great, a bit more like the iPad. So you've got the actual messages on this side and then the text on this side. Safari is pretty much the same as the actual iPhone 6 really. The only difference is, I think, unless it is on the iPhone 6 as well, you do have tabs at the top, but I'm not sure, not having used the iPhone 6 standard version, tabs may appear at the top. I'm not too sure on that, to be honest. There is quite a few apps that are starting to come out that are supporting the iPhone 6 more, such as, if I just swipe across here, BuzzFeed, that's one of them. BuzzFeed is now optimised for the actual iPhone 6 and 6 Plus when it actually decides to load up. There you are. So that is working a lot better. Yeah, everything is in proportion to the screen. There is other certain apps, such as Facebook, that haven't optimised yet to the bigger screen. So everything appears quite big. So the actual title bar at the top is quite thick, and the buttons for the keyboard still appear as if they've been blown up from the iPhone 5 screen. But other than that, they still work absolutely perfectly fine. The other neat thing is that apps such as, or games such as, if I just go into it here, Triz. Okay, now I mentioned Triz in one of my previous videos. Triz is the a very old game that was taken off the App Store back in 2008, and Triz still works fine on the iPhone 6. So that is absolutely brilliant, no problem with that at all. The camera, despite being what people complaining that is still an 8 megapixel sensor, is an absolute fantastic camera, and I've got a few pictures and videos that I can actually show you samples of the camera just to give you a better idea of what they look like. But the actual overall quality is great, and you can actually do slow motion with it and time lapse. You can do time lapse with other generations of the iPhone, but the slow motion is fairly new to the actual iPhone. I think it's on the iPhone 5S, I'm not too sure, but it certainly wasn't on the iPhone 5, on my iPhone 5. So it is an absolute great system. The battery life on it, outstanding. It really does last a full day and even longer than that now, whereas my iPhone 5 used to virtually be flat by the end of the day, whereas this, last night it was down to over, it was still on over 50% by the time I was going to bed at night after using it virtually all day. But so obviously that's great. So overall, I'd say it is an absolute great phone. There is, as I said, the only couple of negatives is, I suppose, the screen size. If you're using it with one hand, can be a bit awkward at times, but other than that, I've got used to it, and in actual fact the iPhone 5 now seems quite a small screen in comparison, so I've really got used to it. Now, the criticism that a lot about has been going about on the internet recently is about iPhone 6 Plus's bending. I haven't actually experienced that issue at all, although to be honest, I don't put my phone in really tight pockets or really tight places where they're going to get flexed quite a lot. Having said that, it is in a case, and this is actually the newer case that I got with a screen protector, so I thought I'd try this out. Now, when I was taking it out of the old case, It was horrendous to get it out, and I actually thought I was going to end up breaking either the case or the phone at one point, because I was really having to prise it out of that case because it was really stuck tight. But the phone never bent or never moved. It was really sturdy while I was doing that. So all I can say is I think it must be a very limited number of phones that maybe have an issue with the overall quality of them. But other than that, I think the vast majority of iPhone 6 Pluses are fine, and there's nothing really to worry about where the bending's concerned. If you've got a good case like this that keeps your phone secure, you've got a nice cover over the screen, I don't think you're going to go wrong with the iPhone 6 at all. So what I'll do now is I'll show you a few clips, some photographs from the actual camera, a video clip from the camera, just to give you the overall impression of actually how the camera works. As I said, despite it being an 8 megapixel, it still is a fantastic camera. It's not necessarily the megapixels that make a camera good, it's the overall quality of the lens and other aspects really. So you can't really say 8 megapixels is not very good, when it could well be better than quite a lot of other lenses out there, because I've really worked hard on getting the actual image quality right. And after that, I'll actually show you the Zen Garden as well, and just show you the overall quality of the actual graphics on the iPhone 6 Plus, and I'm sure those will be improved as well, even more over the actual time the iPhone 6 has been out, and more apps become optimized for the iPhone 6. So what I'll do is I'll leave you those bits of footage now, and I'll be back over the course of the next few weeks giving you quick updates on the iPhone 6 Plus. But as far as I'm concerned, definitely a big thumbs up. It certainly is a brilliant phone. Well, thanks for stopping by and checking out our video. If you liked it, be sure to give it that thumbs up, and you can always leave a comment below to let us know what you thought as well. Be sure to subscribe, that way you get kept up to date with all our brand new videos as soon as they're released. Check out our blog by clicking this button over here, and you can always follow us on Twitter and Facebook too, at Supreme Gadgets. Also, if you want to watch another of our videos, click on it right here. You sure can't tempt me? Go on, click on it. Alright then, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.